What's up, everybody? This is GreyMan here on the Grey Exchange. Yes, new name, new theme. That's where we're going with it, man. We had a little trouble trying to keep up with the Western theme, and this is the direction I'm going in, at least for now. Let me introduce to my special guest tonight, which is Poppa Prepper.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
So go ahead, Poppa. Go ahead.
I just said I was glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
You're fine. You know, we're running a little bit behind, so
Yeah.
So let's see everybody in chat. Okay, we got all kinds of people in chat here. All right, let me go all the way up to the top. Miss Prepping Plumber. I'm not gonna be able to speak. Miss Prepping Plumber, Prepping Plumber, Bonnie. Who else do we got here? We got Joe Morgan, Penny. Dun dun dun. Mrs. Poppa Prepper. All right. Rebecca Phillips. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up here. I think Happy Horse, Be Charming. I think I got everybody. What's up, everybody? Northern Girl.
What's up, guys?
So I'm trying to pull up my thing here. Here we go. Now I can see what I'm doing here. It's like, yeah, let me mute that there. And we do have that going. All right. So Poppa, so how you been today, man? I know it's cold up there, isn't it?
Very cold, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are dealing with that. I mean, have you seen what's going on in Texas? I think they're up to a few million people now out of power.
Yeah, and I mean, they're saying it could be that way for days.
You know, that being said, brother, you know, that makes me think in my head, you know, this is why we prep, you know, because who knows how that long that power is going to be out for. Yeah, you know, if they got warm clothes, means of, you know, fire, you know, or heat, I should say,
right.
You know, all that stuff like that. Because if there's no power, the grocery stores are pretty much shut down as well.
Yep.
And I know up north, I don't know if they do that where you're at, but you know, but they wouldn't, if it's snowing really hard and it's icy and stuff, they wait till it passes before they even come out and take care of the roads and whatnot.
Yeah, they kind of done something like that last night. It was just drifting real bad, and they just couldn't keep up with it. So, I mean, they were literally sleeping in shifts at the highway garage.
Wow.
On routes. And we didn't really get nowhere near as much as they said we were going to. But the wind was a big factor last night, and everybody kept power. So
that's a plus.
That's a blessing.
For sure. Yeah, I know. I've been talking to a few people in all different parts of the areas where I got friends and family and stuff like that. And some of them are getting hit really, really hard.
Do you are you familiar with Mame's legacy?
Yeah. I know who she is. Did
you see her video from yesterday morning? She lives down in southern Texas in the Panhandle, woke up to snow. Gulf of Mexico.
What?
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a lot, but you know, for the Gulf of Mexico and southern Texas, that's wow.
Yeah. What's up, Rip Curl? I just saw you pop into chat too. Yeah, man. And it's funny, you know, because we're here in Central Florida region area, you know, we're getting a cold front, and it's going to be a balmy 59 degrees in the evening.
That's got to be terrible.
It's horrible, man. If it ever slows in this region of Florida, all hell will break loose, and we'll be into a full shift event, guaranteed.
Yeah, and you know, you was talking about, you know, a lot of the like newer, I think, preppers don't realize that, you know, what we're doing is not just for like, you know, government takeover or anything like that. It's just anything that might happen. Like, look at Texas, out of electricity for days. And it's very cold down there right now, which is unusual in itself. So,
you know, it's funny you say that, brother. You know, I was thinking about actually doing, like, I don't want to call it a mini series, but a mini something. But I want to dive into preppers, survivalists, homesteaders, bushcrafters, because there's this theory of what people think a prepper is and what a survivalist is and what a homesteader is. And I kind of want to go into it and then break each thing down every other week, you know, each individual and what they really mean or what the definition is according to other preppers and homesteaders and stuff like that.
That would be cool. That's a great idea
to do. So no one out there take my idea. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, man, so you hit 1,000, you hit over 1,000, man, you're doing good.
Yeah.
awesome, man.
It hasn't stopped, man. I'm up to like 1,300, I think. I haven't looked in the last few hours, but there's still people coming in. I'm right at 1,300. So now I just got to work on my watch minutes, trying to get everything into playlists and all that, and try to help folks out when they're actually watching to, so they don't have to click out and back in, and so.
Yeah, man. Excuse the pun, but it's a snowball effect. So anyways, brother, let's and just address everybody in the chat. For the first half hour, if you guys have been here before, for the first half hour, I like to concentrate on the guests, and then the last half hour, or even close to that, depending on where we go with the conversation, we will we'll do the whole ask Poppa some questions and stuff like that, and I'll present them to him, and we'll go from there. And then we're trying to, towards the end of this, somewhere in the last 15 to 25 minutes, we want to discuss PrepperCon, so stay tuned for that. And I think that about wraps it up. But anyways, Poppa, let's jot back into this. So what was your trigger event? What was your initial, like, how long you been prepping for? What started your prepping? What happened in your life that got you going this direction?
Well, we've always kind of been thrifty. My wife's always couponed, and like every year, tax return or whatever, we would go ahead and just buy like a year's worth of, laundry soap, toilet paper, just year to year. So all we have to really worry about was groceries, throughout the entire year. And then we got a heads up about COVID last February, March, right before it became, it exploded.
Right.
We got a heads up, told us we better go get a couple, 2 to 3 weeks worth of food because it's about to get real. And we did that, and then we seen what happened. There was nothing on the shelves. Everybody lost their mind. We decided right then, that's when we really started stockpiling.
Yeah, going on that full tilt.
Yeah, because you see that, and we're sitting back like, cool. We don't have to worry about this for almost a month. We're good. But that's, when we decided that we're going to make this to where we don't have to worry for months.
Right. That makes sense, brother.
Yeah. And we still, we're, I'd say right now we're pretty comfortable for several months, but still every payday, whatever we're out, we'll go get, couponing and whatever deals we can get. We just throw it in the stockpile, just keep stacking it.
It's funny to say that. A lot of people think that they need to go out and buy, $1,000 worth of food at one time. And yes, if you're just starting out, it seems really hard to catch up to where some other people are, but everybody's on a different path and a different time frame. The thing is that you start, you know what I mean? That's the general gist of it, man, is to start. Matter of fact, I just bought 4 cans. I do a lot of Augustin's Farms. I just like their stuff.
I ordered some.
And I think I got like I think might have been, someone was talking about it. I found the peanut butter, which I think is powdered peanut butter or freeze-dried peanut butter. I was like, awesome. That sounds pretty cool, I got the eggs. I got a vegetable pack, stuff like that. And it's just every month I just buy some more and I just add it. And then throughout the week, I'll, like how you do, I will do like the cans and stuff like that and buy, if they have a buy one, get one, I'll get one for now and one for, for the shelves and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But how was your garden? I was watching one of your videos the other day in regards to your garden, and that was kind of cool. I'm working on that myself.
It's doing pretty good. I've got like, I don't even know how many tomato plants coming up now, and got cucumbers coming up, strawberries. Like I said,
really?
Tomatoes, yeah, all from seed. They're doing great. So.
Now, is this your green thumb or is this tricks that Shauna showed you?
Both.
Okay.
I've always gotten into, like gardening and, making like landscaping, like flower beds, stuff like that. So it's both. He's definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad he got his channel up and running because it's definitely something I'm not the best. I don't have a green thumb at the moment. My wife is better at it. And here in Florida, we have lots of play with the growing season and stuff like that. Not per the soil, but I was thinking about getting a greenhouse to build in the back.
Right.
My only concern is hurricanes, but that's what we're prepared for. So you have to deal with stuff like that. But we have been stockpiling seeds, so we're, ready for, let's say a bad crop or something like that.
Right. That's one thing I did do with this, because I've never tried to start indoors, and then move outside. So I got seeds, from the Dollar General, Walmart, and not heirloom seeds, because I've got heirloom, but I wasn't about to, risk losing them if this little project failed. So they're still packed away, sealed, vacuum packed, and I'm using cheap seeds this year to see if I could even pull it off.
No, that's a smart point, and that's what some people may want to do who are starting off in gardening, is use the cheap seeds.
Oh yeah.
Get as many as you can and explore. Something else my wife has been doing is, like, when we buy like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, when she takes the seeds, she's drying them out and trying to store those as well, and kind of play with that idea.
Yep, you can do that. And that's, everybody's worried, about seeds. It's like, you go grocery shopping, and buy the vegetables. They don't have to come in a pack, man. They'll grow.
Yeah, she did what was kind of interesting. She got what is it called? It's this big garlic guy. I don't know the name of it. She's the gardener in the fam.
Elephant.
Yeah, it's like the huge stuff.
Yeah.
And she watched a bunch of videos, and she's been growing that. She just harvested some the other day, and I should start videoing this stuff. But right now we're growing sweet potatoes. We're playing with the sweet potatoes because they're really easy to grow, I guess. And we're doing that right now too. So just to kind of, elephant garlic. There we go, Miss Poppa Prepper. She came in clutch on that one. But yeah, because potatoes, definitely either regular potatoes or sweet potatoes, definitely a nice staple to have. In a growing thing. And I think Rudy had said he's going to try to supersize his crop this time. So that should be pretty interesting
like he needs to.
I know, right?
He's one of the people that least needs to worry about that.
But I guess he's learning with his aspect of stuff, because I can only imagine, growing somewhere like that, where they have, like, what is it, 30 days of nights, or I'm not sure, I'm not from Alaska, but where it's dark for a long period of time, then it's light for a long period of time, and then the cold associated with that. It must be a lot more complicated, at least from my perspective,
To me, it seems like the easiest thing would be to do it in your house.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, I could definitely handle 30 days of darkness better than like 3 months of daylight. I'd never sleep, man. I cannot sleep when it's daylight.
That's great. What video was it the other day you were talking about? And I told my wife, I said, me and Papa are very similar. And she's like, why? I said, because I can't survive without a fan.
Absolutely.
I gotta have a fan.
Man, it can be 45 degrees and I gotta have a fan to sleep.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
It's just the noise.
Be Charming says, Alaska in the summer growing is amazing. Oh, okay. See, there's some people out there who know this information, and again, that's what I love about the community. There's so much information to learn,
right?
From other preppers and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Well, I would have never thought, but I was talking to Sean after the show, and he was telling me that up where he lives in Canada, that there are days it gets like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, it actually gets that warm that far north, and that blew my mind, because I was like, well, you guys got the cold, but we get the heat, and it's just as bad as extreme cold sometimes. He's like, oh, we have summer days. Yeah, that blew my mind, because I would have never thought.
Yeah, no, me either, man. That is nuts.
Yeah,
I guess it's you just never that, and we'll never know. Like, I guess where in Arizona, where the deserts are, it gets like really cold at night and then really hot during the day. I know it's a different kind of heat than over here in Florida, where we have the humidity levels, but I don't know if I could deal with that dry heat. I'm so used to the Florida weather than versus something like that.
Dude, I love Florida. We try to go every year. Are you familiar with Okaloosa Island?
Yeah.
That's where, dude, that is our paradise. There, Destin, right down through that strip. We love it, man. The water's beautiful, like that Caribbean water. Mm-hmm. Love it. That's our vacation spot.
You guys ever go down to Orlando as well? Like the tourist, I call it the tourist trap, but yeah.
The closest we've been to Orlando is Anna Maria Island.
Okay.
We went 1 year down there, and we really liked it, but we always drive, and that is a long drive.
Yeah, no, I agree.
My wife, she would fly in a heartbeat, but I don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not a flyer as well. I guess me, you, and John are not flying anywhere anytime soon.
I flew one time, and it'll never happen again. Never.
And some people think, man, that's weird. Why won't you fly? I was like, man, I don't know, man. When I used to do it when I was in the Army, did it when I was a kid, and then up to maybe 5 years ago, I was like, had a bad experience and just not getting back on, man.
There you go.
If I can't drive there, I'm not going.
Right.
But so anyways, man, so let's jump back into prepping, man. I'm assuming you have a bug out bag and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Do you have separate bug out bags and get home bags and stuff like that?
I have, well, we all have a bug out bag,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have a bug out tote, actually, that stays in the back of my SUV. And that's, like everything. I've got a, tent back there, a propane stove, tanks, everything that you would need that I can think of. You know what I mean? In case we just had to get out, or, you're out in the boondock somewhere and total your car. If you're stuck, at least, you're going to eat and have shelter.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've been pondering an idea that's been floating around in my head is I call it workplace preps. Something that some people may not think about, you know what I mean? Stuff that you might be able to have if, let's say you're in a big facility, let's say you work in a Wally World, or what I call Wally World is Walmart,
Right.
or, something like that, and the power goes out and all hell breaks loose. Do you have your EDC gear that can get you through certain things, and what stuff might be beneficial in scenarios like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you've ever been in a big place and all of a sudden the power goes out. I mean, it happens a lot here in Florida.
Dude, that's spooky. Like you're in the middle of a big department store and there's like no power except for like the little backup lights every so often. Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah. First thing I'm doing, I'm like, boom. All right, what's going on, man?
Right.
You got to do it, man. It's just crazy out there.
Yep.
But now, like on your bug out bag, do you use some of the equipment? Have you tried to explore, like, practicing with some of that stuff and taking it out, like, let's say even in the backyard, and trying to use some of the stuff and see how it works?
Yeah, I've like, the fire making, ferro rods and stuff like that. I have. I've got a little collapsible grill / fire pit that stays in my bag. I haven't tried it yet, but for the most part, I mean, we a lot of it I've already had, because we love to camp. We camp all the time. So a lot of the stuff that I've had and collected over the years, I know is dependable. That's what I've stuck in there. So I guess yes, I've tested it.
No, that's smart, man. I call camping a dry run for shift events, because it kind of starts, you kind of experience, going out there, setting up, sometimes you may get rained on or snowed on, depending on what time of the year. And you kind of learn a few tips in here and there.
Yep.
And what I've been learning doing my videos, which is kind of great, is some of the gear that I buy and apply and to show on YouTube. I'll make mistakes. I'm like, okay, now I've learned not to do this and now to do that. So I think that's kind of cool as well. Because it's like you said, man, it's hard to try every single piece out, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, when it comes to like flashlights and stuff, I mean, it works or it don't. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the fire making skills and stuff like that. Definitely.
Me personally, I want to dive a little bit into the bushcrafting aspect of things. I want to try to make my own tent stakes. I want to try to make some, tableware, like spoons, forks.
Me too.
Just some fun stuff like that, just to kind of practice at it and learn some more of that bushcrafting thing, because some of those things may come in super handy in certain situations. Sure, we might have a Leatherman or a Swiss Army knife or something like that with a built-in spoon or something like that, but if you lose it, then what?
Right. Absolutely. Bushcraft amazes me, man, how like a lot of these folks you watch on YouTube, because I mean, I know I could build a shelter, stuff like that, but just to watch the things that they can build and how they make it look so easy. Like they'll just sit down, like you said, a spoon, a bowl, cup. They just sit down and whittle it out. And like, man, what? There's no way I could do that easy.
I'm trying to think. I got my name highlighted in a couple places. Full of Hope. Hello. Tennessee Tactical. Be ready. You guys, they highlighted my name, so I figured I'd at least try to look over because it's popping up like orange. So I'm like, hey, what's up? uh, what was I going to tell you? Yeah, man. I'm thinking about doing something. I don't know how well it's going to work. Trying to film yourself is kind of complicated. I'm thinking about just taking a saw, one of like the foldable saws, a cheap one. I want to try a cheap one just to see how far I can get with it, because I'd rather try with a cheap one before I use my silky, just to apply it and see if I can just go out in the woods and just build a shelter and see where I can go with just a saw and maybe a knife or something like that. Just like two things and go from there and see how that plays out, just to test my ability in regards to stuff like that. And it might make good content, and some people may enjoy watching it, see me, fumble around in the woods and try to build something.
Well, and it, you're chuckling about it, but I think in an aspect, people that do watch these channels, and if they see us, doing or attempting to do it and see that we're struggling on some stuff to do it, that might, trigger or, give them a kick to, kick it in gear. Like, well, damn, if he can't do it, I better get, I need to kick it into gear and start practicing, because a lot of people assume you, John, Graham, whoever can just go out and do it all. And nobody can. Nobody's can master all those skills. It don't happen.
There's John right there. Hey, John, since you're in chat, let me mess with John real quick. I don't know if my camera will zoom up on this shit here, but it's too small. Anyways, thanks, brother. I got him in the mail, man.
Yeah, man. I didn't. Thank you.
We're wearing them all day, yeah, nation.
Dude, I've been bugging him for months for a set of dog tags. Jokingly. I mean, he knows I'm joking, but no, really, I want some.
Just stay on him, man. Just stay on him, man. That's what I did. I'm a pain in the ass for John. But I love him, man. I love him. He's a great creator, great person, man.
Great guy. Definitely.
But so where were we? I think we had a troll in chat. I was like, yes, I made it to the big times. I got me a troll floating around in there. But I got good mods in there to take care of it. But with your experience, a lot of people, do you for out in the woods, man, have you ever tried using tarps and stuff like that, or do you maintain or do you rely more on tents and stuff like that out of curiosity?
I mean, obviously tents. I mean, that's the easiest.
Right.
Like in the past years, no, I haven't. No, when I was younger, growing up, we were constantly in the woods, and we would build stuff like that all the time just to have a place to go hang out. That was like the thing to do because we grew up, no real money. And so, being a teenager, you had to do whatever you could to pacify your time. So we'd always hit the woods, and we'd always when prepping become a, cool thing, you know what I mean? It's like, man, I was doing that 30 years ago, but lately, no, I haven't used any tarps or anything like that, but it has to be kind of like riding a bike, I hope, if it came down to it.
Yeah, brother. No, I agree. And think about this. As a kid, did you ever build a fort out in the woods?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We were prepping back then, man. We were learning, skills.
Man. It was just a cool place to go hang out when you was a kid, And now it's like, I guess I am a little more advanced than I thought,
Yeah, man. I remember being 15 years old up north, man, and we would go out in the woods. It'd be fresh snow out there. You'd track some deer and stuff like that. It was fun, learning some of that stuff from some of the older crowd that I was surrounded by, and teaching me and my buddies, how to track and how to hunt and, fish.
Yeah.
It was nice learning that at a young age because it I guess I kind of retained it more because it was very interesting to me at that point in my life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was out squirrel hunting and stuff, rabbits and whatever when I was like 11, 10, 11, because we had the property and, I knew how to, very early age, knew how to use a firearm. So, yeah, I've hunted and fished probably 35 years, I would imagine, something like that. So.
Now, do you have kids, right, Papa Prepper?
I have one daughter. She's 19.
Okay. Yeah, mine's 12, and I'm trying to instill some of these, things that she should learn, like fishing and hunting and stuff like that in her. and trying to get her off the phone. And funny enough, trying to get her off YouTube because the stuff she watches is not very intelligent.
Right. Is she on TikTok? Like, is she into TikTok?
Oh boy, that she is, my friend. That she is, my friend. She's not allowed to create TikTok because I think it's too much. She's not ready for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, she watches that, and the amount of screen time that they put into that is wild.
Oh yeah, you know, we'll take a couple hours to make a 20-minute video, and they'll take a couple hours to make a 10-second clip. You know, just keep trying, and trying. Yep.
And
she don't make videos, but she watches TikTok.
That's, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's the age that we're in, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to say something because I don't know if John, if you get a chance, you might want to check your Instagram. I left you a message. That was the easiest way to get a hold of you, just so you check it. Anyways, yeah, you know, and I think you know, like what Hutch is doing with his son, I think that's awesome.
That is,
you know, it's getting him to learn these skills, is getting him into the YouTube thing, and you know, and if he's starting at this young age, you know, who knows where he'll be 5 years from now? You know what I mean? And his skill level, you know.
Yep.
So definitely nice, and you know, I wish I could get my boys into it, but they're all, you know, 24 or 22 to 24, that age range, and they're, I mean, I give them credit. They went to college, you know, they got jobs, you know, they got their own place, so they're doing their thing, but I'm trying to get them to become more prepared, especially here in Florida with what, you know, we deal with in storms and whatnot.
Yeah, you guys down there definitely have a lot of like everyday things that you know have to be prepared for.
You know, the strangest thing, man, if you've been in Florida in the summertime, we call it, it's a Florida phenomenon, and you'll drive, right? On this side of the street, it'll be pouring down. On this side of the street, it'll be bone dry.
Yeah. Every day.
Yeah, every
day in Florida, at least once, or what it does in the Gulf.
You can like look at your clock, man.
Yep, it might be 3 minutes, it could be 20, but every day it rains at least once.
Now, since you've been down here in Florida, you ever got a chance to try gator and stuff like that down here?
Oh, I love gator. Love gator. I'm sure well, now I can't say it was like, I don't know how authentic the food is, but you know, Fuddbuckers, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
That's where I've had it, and it was amazing.
The fresher it is, like, I mean, the fresher it is, the better it tastes, man. You'll be surprised if you get, I call them the good old country boys out here that I know that they go out, they jump on alligators. They don't use any others. They take ropes and stuff, and they jump on these guys, and it's crazy to watch. I mean, and I'm going to get it on film somehow, some way. I'm going to get it on film, but you know, they'll take care of it, process the meat, man, and then they call it gator nuggets, and make some of these gator nuggets. Man, it's so good.
I think that's what I had. It was just little bitty chunks of like deep fried gator. And I think some kind of pasta. I'm not sure, but it was really good.
Yeah, definitely good stuff, man. What I was going to ask you is, where was I going with this? I wanted your opinion. I've asked a lot of preppers because some people, they fall on different sides of the things. Like, do you collect silver or any type of precious metals as a, you know, an exchange, something, you know, to trade down the, you know, to use for commodity down the road?
I don't. Not that I would be opposed to it. I just haven't. I'm just flat out.
No, and at least you're honest. You know what I'm saying? At least you're honest about it. You know, I have a bunch of constitutional silver, but you know, after talking to Rudy, he sent me to that website, and I'm thinking about slowly investing into that, into these like silver slugs and whatnot. Maybe some, you know, what do they call them? Ignats. I think that's how they pronounce it. Just to me and my butterscotch sticky buns. So John is exploring the vaping option. He's vaping sticky buns. That is awesome, man. But he seems to be on the same track as me, I guess, because I do like the sweet flavors versus the fruity stuff. So he said John Silver Eagles.
John knows that, you know, he's hitting on sticky buns. You know where Grim's going to go with that on the mountain, right?
Yeah. Oh boy, man. That's I don't know if that's ever going to go away. That's great.
It's there forever.
Yeah. Yeah, someone should make a shirt. I'm surprised Grim hasn't made a shirt already, because if he does, I will buy it, Grim. Yeah, Northern Girl. It's once you get into it, your initial part of it, Northern Girl, it'll cost you a little bit of money to get into it, but then once you get going, it is cheaper than smoking the sticks, cigarettes and whatnot. And I'm not knocking anybody who smokes. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But in my business, I've been trying to get people on a healthy alternative. You know what I mean? Because it can be detrimental to you. But I do collect. So this is going to sound weird. Loose leaf tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been buying loose leaf tobacco, and vacuum sealing it for trade. And I got a case of some cheap vodka a couple months back to use as a barter thing too, just in case. I was like, why not? You know what I mean? It's not like alcohol is going to go bad. Worst case scenario, you can use it as like hand sanitizer or some sort of disinfectant or whatnot.
Right.
I think Mawberry told me, she was saying something about getting grain alcohol, or what is it? Something really strong, some sort of alcohol or something like that. But
I can't think of the name now.
Yeah, I'm about to say Fireball or something like that. Everclear, yes, that's it. Everclear, that is it.
Have you ever drank that?
I've never. No, man. It's funny. Don't. I spent most of my drinking age around that whole. And sorry, guys, I did it when I was young. I was good night, North. Around the 16 to that 19-year-old, I experimented a lot of stuff, and it just wasn't for me. And I haven't drank since, man. Never been really into that stuff, man. And possibly, my mother and my stepfather, they were heavy into it. They owned a bar and stuff like that. Which is, you would assume that I would have gotten into it at that point, but I did enjoy bar food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I was growing coffee. Yeah, that's have you looked into that too, Poppa? Growing coffee? I've been wondering how that would work.
Can you repeat? You froze up on my end.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I said, have you thought about growing coffee?
I've thought about it, but I've read into it, and it seems like there's a lot of maintenance to it.
Right.
Soil, the pH levels and stuff like that. And I'm not that smart, man. No, I mean, doing your pH levels and stuff, it's not really that hard. It is time consuming, and I've heard it can be expensive. I'm not sure. I just stick to the basics.
Oh, North Shore was saying night to someone else. My bad, North. I just glanced over and saw that real quick. I just wanted to acknowledge you in case you were going somewhere. What was I going to tell you? So your long-term goals, man, do you want to get into the homesteading aspect of things, or are you happy where you're at, or?
We are. That's our plan, whether it's here right where we're at, or it's, buying land somewhere. Because we do have a well on site right here that's drinkable. I mean, it's good, clean water. I'd hate to give that up. So we're really considering it, just staying right where we're at and homesteading right here.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, do you guys, since it's clean water, do you have to do anything with it? I mean, it's just drinkable right out of the well?
Yeah, I mean, it's just straight up out of the well, drinkable. I mean, we're on city water now, but the well is right there. Like, if for some, our water is contaminated or, whatever, granted, we'd have to carry it in by the bucket, but it's right there, just right outside the back door. So,
I keep on seeing that, and North Shore just said something, dandelion root roasted for coffee alternative. I keep on hearing about that. I want to try that.
I've heard it. I haven't tried it, but I've heard and seen that a lot of times that people do that.
And it's crazy. Dandelion root has a lot of, or dandelions in general have a lot of things that you can use it for. I think it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Native? It's all right, brother. You could always watch the replay. Man, time's going by. It's almost 35 minutes. So, hey, guys, just real quick, if you guys have any questions that you guys would like to ask Poppa while we're on here before we jump into one last thing, because I want to talk about PrepperCon.
You can call me Tony or T.
All
I always
right.
tell everybody that because it's kind of awkward. Two grown men, hey, Papa.
That's awesome, man. But if you guys do have any questions, put them in all caps. You could put at GreyMan, and I can read them off if you guys do have questions. Because me and Papa want to talk a little bit about PrepperCon, Grim, Prepper Nation, Jason and Angry Prepper. A lot of us have been discussing this topic, and so we're going to go into that here in a minute. It says, hoot owl holler, Papa Prepper. It is good to have a backup water source.
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
that was more of a statement. Prepping Plumber says, how many guitars you got?
8.
8. Wow. Speaking of that,
9.
9. I love when you sing, man. That shit's great, man. It's puts a nice smile on my face. It puts me in a good mood.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't, if anybody on here who doesn't know who Papa Prepper is, you guys need to check out his channel. Got some good stuff, man. He's doing all kinds of stuff, but check out his singing videos, man. They're great. And but I just got a little notation in chat that you like to be called. Where's it at? Big Papa. Big Papa.
You said that, but
that would be Miss Papa Prepper.
Oh. Gotcha.
Oh man, love it, man, love it.
She thinks she's so cute.
And of course, everybody's put in chat sing us a tune. I've learned that he will not do that on a live.
Nope, it'll never happen live.
I agree, Harvey Black. You can never have enough duct tape, man. That's I saw that in chat pop up. Is it Prepping Plumber says, is it prepping guitar strings and capos?
Capos.
Capos.
I got a bad habit of losing capos. He's making fun of me.
Prepper Nation says, can you
no backup guitar strings. That sucks.
Prepper Nation says, can you sing Shake It Off by Taylor Swift for us real quick?
Go home, John.
Oh man, you gotta love it, brother. And John is what introduced me to you, Papa. I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, John had mentioned you were in a lineup or something like that on the premiere thing a while back, man. And I was like, oh, we got to check out this Papa Prepper, because John has a good judge of character. So usually if he says something, I kind of like check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate John a lot, and Grim, you, Jason.
No, you're awesome, brother. There's a lot, and I say it all the time. There's a lot of good people in this community, which is very appreciative, of being part of it and being, supported by you guys as well. Content creators and subs, and stuff like that. Everybody who participates.
I love our nation. I love doing this. Sometimes, I'll admit some of my videos are crap. Some of them, I just kind of ramble and rant, a little bit, but I still put it out there because that's who I am. You know what I mean? So.
Dude, I've been told over and over again by the larger creators that have been doing this for a while, and they just say, be yourself, man.
Yep.
Push that button, hit record, be yourself, and just let it ride. It'll fall into line and go with it, because there's a lot of people who subscribe to us that just like to hear things like that. They want to hear us ramble. They want to hear us talk about stuff and kind of get to know us on that personal level.
Right.
I've met some really good people, Homestead Oz, all the way in Australia. It's just like, I would have never thought I would have been having a conversation with someone out in Australia. A lot of, like Northern Girl up in Canada and North Shore and stuff like that. It's crazy how many people that you can meet. What's up, Kincaid? Nice seeing you in the chat.
Did you see the video Northern Girl did with my music and her videos? And
yes,
dude, I loved that. And that is so flattering. I watched that and I was like, people, want to use that. I don't know. It's very humbling, like somebody use you, performing, whatever, just sitting here in your office, and somebody, like I've had somebody contact me wanting me to do the intro for their channel. they contacted me today. And it's like, that is awesome. It was just me there holding my phone. I'm sure I was like beat red, I was just so shocked. Oh, you're fine, man.
I'm doing a grim where he's on his phone. I haven't taken a call yet on the phone. But what was I gonna say? No, and it's funny. So I'm worried, I worry about, how YouTube likes to do copyright stuff and stuff like that. And it's funny how it works out. I was digging deeper into my YouTube and I found out it wasn't a copyright strike. It was just a copyright, like, hey, let you know. And you know what it was? It was a 10 or 15 seconds of the purge, not the purge horn sound, but the purge like alert. And someone claimed it was theirs, or I don't know. So I just said, well, mute it out of the video, and then they were happy with that. It wasn't like a strike or anything. They were just like said it doesn't affect you, but just so you know, you can never monetize this video because of this 10-second little sound that you have in your video. And I was like, wow, okay, they can be anal about stuff, I guess.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to break the habit of all my videos. I always have music playing real low. Just that's one of my things. And I've been trying to break myself from that because of, I don't want to get in trouble before I even get taken off. You know what I mean? And then there's the singing the songs, and I don't know how that's any different, but
it's definitely interesting. And like I said, you can't sing. I've noticed that you can't sing songs. Northern Girl says it's 5 seconds. So I guess I went 5 seconds too long on that. But it would be nice for creators like yourself who do have that talent of singing and stuff like that, could do stuff for other creators, because it just gets your name out there regardless. You know what I mean?
And it might be because I always put like usually the name of the song. I'll put cover, in parentheses, so maybe that kind of gets around the copyright. I don't know, but I haven't been dinged yet or nothing. Haven't had anything deleted, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. I hear you there, man. I'm getting close to that point. Well, more so on that point of monetization aspect. So I've been trying to be very careful and kind of look back through things. But hey, it is what it is, and whatever happens, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and I'm gonna roll with it. That's all you really can do. Some people have it easier, some people don't. But thanks to our community, man, it's the channel's been growing and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everybody, especially everybody in chat, man. We got 79 people in chat right now. That's awesome, man.
That's more than I've ever had.
And it's manageable because I look at like when some of John's chats, or if you look at Jason's chats, they're flying by, man. And I wouldn't know what to do. I would just be like, hey, and by the time I would see it, it'd be gone. You know what I mean?
That's why I usually, I try to watch their live streams every chance I get, but very seldom will I talk because, especially like Jason's, it's almost impossible. People, it's like everything's just so random, like where they, you know what I mean? Like everybody's conversations are so jumbled up. And I think there's a 30-second, you got to wait before you can comment again on a lot of Jason's live streams.
Yeah.
I just kind of just sit back and watch, be a creeper,
What's hard about that is if you just happen to say, make a comment, and then you have 10 or 15 people say, hey, what's up? And you can't say, hey, what's up to everybody because you have to wait that delay and stuff like that. I don't want people to think that I'm not saying what's up.
Yeah, it sucks.
But anyways, man, we're winding down to that 45-minute mark, and I do want to discuss the whole PrepperCon. Because I know you guys are working on it pretty diligently and stuff like that.
I've been doing computer work. I haven't really made phone calls or anything because really the first thing we think we need to do is come up with a date, because a lot of places their rates change, seasonally, and we really need dates before we can approach anybody about anything.
Now, have you guys at all looked in the Florida, because I know we've been discussing issues with, these people have mask mandates and they got all kinds of other weird stuff going on in other states where you can't have so many people in a closed room and all this other stuff like that. Have you guys dug into Florida at all?
I was looking into Florida, and if you look online, It
Mhm.
says that they're strictly enforced and, yada, yada, yada. But then, I've talked, a couple people have emailed me because I've asked subscribers, if you live in the Florida area, like the Panhandle, whatever, let me know how strict it is. And they say it's not really that strict, that, they do let it slide a lot. But then I was going to ask you tonight, seeing how, you were there too, how it is. I mean, how is it there? Is it as
Well,
bad? Like here, it's like Walmart, stuff like you do not go in without a mask,
um,
like,
I I don't wear a mask anywhere. I'm just that guy. No one ever says nothing to me, maybe because I'm a bigger guy or whatnot. And yeah, I think I'm a nice teddy bear, but some people look like I'm upset or something out all the time. But no, so when I go to the gun show, which is a huge event down here once a month, and it's held in an auditorium or like an event place. And the only thing they do, there's a person at the door, and the ATF is in there as well. They have an ATF where they're sitting over here for people to have questions and whatnot. And then they have the person at the door, and they do the little thermometer thing, like, up, you're good, up, you're good, up, you're good. But it's up to you to wear a mask, and it's packed. Of course, a gun show is going to be packed. So I haven't seen nothing with it, no issues with it, like at least here locally. We do have a very, let's say, red or conservative area in my area, but I know the Panhandle is super red and conservative. So I would definitely, what we need to do is we need to either have Grim or somebody set something up like an offline thing, like an offline, and we'll have like a meeting and try to put it all together and shoot some ideas in regards to PrepperCon. Because, someone needs to, because I want to get vendors involved. I think you've said this. I've been talking to a few people that I know in the vendor thing, but once we get a date, like you said, and we get a format and get everything set up, then we can start sending correspondence to all these other vendors that might be involved or want to get involved in that. So I think that would be kind of cool. What is your vision of PrepperCon?
I think me and Graham are kind of on the same page. Like, not really, more just all of us camp, like a big campground, ideally, or somebody down there. I forget who it was contacted me and said they had property there. We could possibly, but there would be, then we would have to get like porta potties brought in and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know how all that works, funding wise, because I know we can't put out a bunch of money, just between the 4 or 5 of us, enough to cover all that. There's no way.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I'm thinking just like a big, basically rent out a campground.
Yeah, I've been doing some research on it as well. And if you can get, once we have it formed, we can, let me bring good old Grim up on the screen here.
I made it.
But if you're fine, brother, we were running behind too. But if we can get, once we get the PrepperCon situated, we can get sponsors who may actually put money into it as well to help pay for some of this stuff.
Location. Where? That's the biggest thing. You got to figure out where you're going to do it before you can figure out how much it's going to cost. And then figure out whether you're going to have to charge admission fees for things like this. Because I know most gun shows will charge a door fee. Most knife shows will charge this. And I think that's going to be really the only way to fund it. And once you have the location set up, then you can figure out how much you're going to have to charge for such things. And then from there, start, contacting businesses and vendors to get set up and offering them spaces. So, yeah. So
let me do this real quick in chat. If you guys want a PrepperCon, press a 1 in chat. If you don't want a PrepperCon, press 2, just to see how many people out there want to see this PrepperCon come to light.
Well, even better yet, like how many folks would be willing to go? You know what I mean? Like, because, really anybody, we all want to see it happen, but we need an idea of how many folks would actually be able to go, stuff like that, I think.
Well, it is a wall of ones, so definitely we have interest, and that's the main thing, is we have to have at least interest, that people are at least interested in the concept. I don't want to, I'm not trying to say Florida because I'm partial to Florida and I don't have to travel as far as other people, but I'm just trying to think of the reddest possible state that has the least amount of restrictions on anything that we can do. And like I said, when I go to the gun show, we're shoulder to shoulder because everybody's trying to grab whatever ammo they can find.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and most people there are conservatives. No one wears masks, and like I said, they do the little temperature check at the door. Maybe that's a legality or something like that. But other than that, it's wide open. So, if we could dig into that more, like I said, I don't know if you heard me, Grim. If we how you do with the railroad thing and do have like a meeting of everybody to be involved, and we can kind of like try to like hone this down and get some movement on it. You know what I mean? Because it seems like the prepper community wants it. And I think there's a lot of people out there that would enjoy, meeting us face to face, maybe having a panel and discussions and getting to actually, interact with each other other than, virtually.
Yep. As long as there's coffee involved, I'm good to go.
Amen, brother.
Well, Grim is going to be the barista. You know that for a fact.
No, the coffee's mine. You're not getting it.
And we can only do so much. I get that. But I want it to be affordable. Like, for anybody who wants to come, it'll be affordable to anyone,
Yeah.
Because we have to look at wherever this venue is going to be. And I see it in chat too. People want to know, are there going to be hotels nearby? Because people, if it's going to be a 3-day event and they want to attend, they're going to have to, book a hotel and stuff like that. Or if we go with the campground concept, it's just with the campground concept, it sounds great, more prepper-like, but we can't do a lot of stuff that we want to do with panels and vendors because I don't know how vendors could set up in a situation like that, because they have these more elaborate stuff that they do. So I think that would be more complicated. Being PrepperCon, we kind of want to do, mold it after like the other cons out there, like Comic-Con and stuff like that, where it's just a fun event where people can go to booth to booth. Maybe even some of us YouTubers will have a booth and just, like, hey, what's up? I'm GreyMan. What's going on, man? Nice to meet you. And just get to know people. You know what I mean? I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I got merch.
Yeah, right. Well, like how Grim has this thing behind him, he could have that, wherever he's located at or wherever, whatever he's set up at, you know what I mean? So people can see that from a mile away. Like there's Grim and then beeline it over to Grim. You know what I mean?
Right.
Grim's bringing a firearm and wearing body armor, just so y'all know.
Well, in Florida, it's, everybody's pretty much armed in Florida. It's a great thing. At least I think
ideally more centralized location, central United States location would be the best thing, just so everybody has, about the same distance to travel. Of course, less people live there, but it really depends on the restrictions. The restrictions are the biggest thing to get around. So wherever it can be is wherever it needs to be.
Absolutely.
That's the key thing. And that's, if anybody else knows anything that's wide open like Florida is, please let us know if it's more centralized. I think there's the majority, let's say not the East Coast, but the east half of the U.S. is where I've seen a lot of people congregating. Like I said, that's more of the majority of the population other than the people way out west. But I mean, if people really want to, airline flights are really, really cheap at this point. A friend of mine flew from here to somewhere up north for like $36. I was like,
as long as you take your anal swab, they'll be real cheap.
Yeah, right. But I don't know, man. Poppa, you have anything else to add to that? Like any other things you got going on with that? Any other research you've come up on?
No, I've just been, like I said, checking out some prices, of the campgrounds and stuff, and none of it's really cheap. Like I think the cheapest tent campground I found was like $42 a night. That's pretty pricey for tent camping. I mean, where I'm at, that's pretty damn pricey.
Let me see what I can dig into. I have some friends in the community that they put on events. They're event planners and stuff like that. And maybe they can point me in the right direction, and then we can get together and I can tell you what I dig up. Because it'd be nice to do it this summer if we can, you know what I mean? Far being that there's no hurricanes, which would be fun because all of us preppers together in a hurricane situation would be pretty awesome.
Indoors would be the best ideal situation because that's going to attract a lot more vendors, and vendors, you can still charge them for a booth. Just because they're a vendor doesn't mean they enter for free.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bingo. That's how the gun show is. They rent that spot. They pay a certain fee to be in there. I mean, even your local flea markets, they rent those spots to be in there and sell their products and stuff like that. And we are the people that that buy their products. So I think that would be a great idea.
Oh yeah.
And I see a lot of people, like I said, people are saying national parks and stuff like that, but you got to understand the national parks are run by the federal government. And if we know who's running the federal government, it's probably not going to work, brother. You know what I mean? Just saying.
Especially a bunch of preppers knowing that we're, for the most part, a few's not, but for the most part, hardcore conservatives, gun toting, God fearing, state park probably wouldn't work too well.
State parks, state fairgrounds, things like that are just, it's a no. You need more of a privately owned corporation area. And that's, again, going to fall under, I mean, come to think about it, you could rent a warehouse. They have warehouse leasing. That's not a bad idea. There's a lot of them in my area that have big 4 lease signs in front of them. You could rent out one of these facilities and go in there and set up, but they're usually not climate controlled. So keep that in mind as well.
Right.
But, yeah, man. So I'm going to definitely have to do some research then, because I'd like to see this come to light there, if I could spit it out.
Well, should I start looking around more, like maybe like Missouri and stuff like that? Or do you guys still want to stay down in Florida, or what do you think's best?
I think check everywhere and just see what's cheapest and what has less restrictions.
Yeah, and you might have to actually physically, I know you can read their sites, but you might want to actually, if you can actually, I don't know, we have a cell phone, so it shouldn't go through, but maybe we could all get involved. I can check all the venues in Florida, you can check all the venues there, and we can all put it together and actually call some of these people. I'm like, hey, do you have any restrictions? This is what I want to do. This is, the direction I want to go into. And maybe they can help us also, because they're probably have valid information. They can be like, hey, well, you're allowed to do this, but you can't do that. And you can have this many people and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So I just think if we're really going to push this, we need to, start driving home with getting the venue set up. Because once we can get the venue and know how much it's going to cost us, then we can kind of start getting things going. Yeah, and see, people keep on saying no restrictions in Florida. I don't know where else. I know Missouri, like you said, Missouri is a conservative area as well, but I don't know, when it comes to the state level, how they are with stuff. I know DeSantis is, he's pretty much, Florida is wide open for him. You know what I mean? He's pretty.
Also check Oklahoma. They are a very open state with very little restrictions, from what I'm told.
Okay. So however we want to play it, man, because I'll jump in an RV and go cross country if I got to.
I could drive from this side of the country to the other side with only stopping to use the bathroom, and that's if I'm not carrying too many water bottles. So I don't have to stop, but for gas, technically.
Trying to see.
You get it. I see you get it up there. Truck driver. Yeah. I can drive anywhere. As long as my vehicle will go.
Poppa, I told you why Jason is not here. He's at the water park. He hit me up and is like, hey man, I'm at the water park. So unless he was going to go live at the water park.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I did want to ask him, but I didn't want to talk to him too much because I wanted him, to have fun with his family and whatnot like that. If you have to wear a mask while you're in the water, you know what I mean?
That would have been even more funny. We should have definitely live streamed that.
And then over Prepper Nation, I tried to get him on there. He knows. I told him to check his Instagram. I gave him that link, but it's ticking down. I was going to try to get him to do an angry thing where he was basically in our live stream and then transition to his live stream. But he's still in chat. I see him. He's getting ready because I think Poppa, you said he's gonna be talking about PrepperCon too as well, right?
Yeah, he's going live at 8, and he'll be doing PrepperCon.
That was 1 minute ago.
Yeah. So John, you need to bring all of us on your channel, and we need to have this discussion and carry it over to your channel, brother. But yeah, you're right. It's winding down to the hour because we were a little bit behind. It must be like close. Is it 8 o'clock already?
It's 8:01.
All right. So Poppa, do you have anything you want to add to this chat, brother? Anything that you're doing? Anything you got coming up?
No, I appreciate you having me, man. I really appreciate you guys. I can't say that enough. I finally made it to 1,000 and almost 1,300 now. And I owe you guys a lot.
Share the wealth, man. Share the wealth.
Grim, you got anything coming up, brother?
Not today. Nope.
And I'm working on, my mind is tweaking away at something to come up with for your Gremlin News Network thing.
Yep, I do have the challenge for all creators send me a 1 to 2 minute clip of some kind of special report for the Gremlin News Network, and I will get it incorporated. I can tell you, but I'm not going to tell you who, but I will tell you I have one already that was sent to me, and it is awesome. So, yeah.
I love GNN, dude. That is genius. That was just absolutely. And the mask thing, I was cracking up.
Man, I was choking by the end of that. I had to pull it off, and yeah, I had to edit the video out because I was about to fall over. It was insane. It's like, man, and people were saying, you forgot your plastic bag. Like, what are you really trying to kill me? I mean, you just want me to die on camera for you? That would be entertaining, right? What's with you people? I mean, seriously.
I was waiting for you to pass out, brother. I was like, oh, this is going to go crazy.
I honestly thought that was going to be part of the thing. Like he'd fall out of his chair, like he passed out.
I just about did. I should have just went ahead and recorded my coughing, hacking, and almost falling out of my chair. But unfortunately, my chair's broke. So if I would have tried to even fake falling out of this, I'd have probably broken it more. And that would have been bad.
It would have been cool, though, for you to pass out, fall out of the chair, and the video just end with beep like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Technical difficulties.
Well, that is how I ended that particular clip.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm trying to see if John is live yet, but I don't see him popping up yet.
He's probably waiting on you, tapping his fingers like, come on, guys.
All right, yeah. Let's wrap it up, man. I see the chat's starting to dwindle anyway, so they're probably going over there waiting to hang out. I think I see someone else is live as well. Anyways, guys, Grim, I appreciate you. I know it was last minute, man, but I know you're part of this whole PrepperCon thing, and I wanted to get you involved. And Poppa, thanks for being a guest on the show. Hopefully we'll do some stuff, but anyways, I appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I do this every Tuesday. I also have something on Friday, but I might be switching it to Thursday. So look out, because Fridays is extremely packed. So I might be doing something Thursdays at around 10:30. So stay tuned. And other than that, everybody have a good night. God bless. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Go hop over to John over at Prepper Nation. He should be going live any minute. But we're out of here, guys. Take care.
Shalom.
See ya.